Christmas is, well, Hanukkah, I suppose, especially good for Israel this year. See, Santa Claus, no, that doesn't work. Donald Trump, who has become the Israeli equivalent of Santa Claus, has managed to convince Morocco to establish diplomatic ties with Israel. And when I say convince, what I mean is bribe.
The United States believes that an independent Sahrawi state is not a realistic option for resolving the conflict, and that genuine autonomy under Moroccan sovereignty is the only feasible solution.
Western Sahara is the world's largest inhabited territory that hasn't managed to achieve self-governance, largely because it keeps getting invaded. The local people, the Sahrawis, have had a rough time of it for the past few, well, centuries. First, it was resistance to Spanish colonialism. Then it was invaded by Morocco and Mauritania, whom the locals fought. And after all this struggle and all this bloodshed for independence, the entire area, as far as the United States is concerned, has been handed over to Morocco by Donald Trump. You see now why the locals are somewhat miffed.
The Polisario and Sahrawi government condemn in the strongest terms the fact that outgoing American President Donald Trump attributes to Morocco something which does not belong to Morocco.
The Polisario Front is the UN-recognized representative body of the Sahrawi people. They really made a name for themselves by potentially saving thousands of lives in the 1970s when Morocco literally bombed Sahrawi refugee camps with napalm, then bombed long convoys of refugees as they fled those camps for Algeria, where hundreds of thousands of them now live in refugee camps. And after all that killing, the atrocities, the terror, Sahrawis have just been told to suck it up because they're now part of Morocco, because that's good for Israel.
Since the start of the Arab-Israeli conflict, we've been seeing and observing peace in exchange for peace, peace in exchange for security. But today we see the consolidation of one occupation in exchange for the consolidation of another.
Sahrawis from within the occupied region denounced this reckless statement of President Trump, which does not necessarily reflect US foreign policy.
Washington's sheer cynicism and disregard for Sahrawi's right to self-determination aside, this is all but going to cause more bloodshed. Russia, Spain, and Palestine have already condemned the announcement, and the ceasefire that has held for 30 years is already breaking down. You can't blame just Trump for this. Morocco has been a historical ally of the United States, and even Obama wanted the Sahrawis to live under a nation they want no part of.
Morocco's autonomy plan is serious, realistic, and credible. It represents a potential approach that can satisfy the aspirations of the people in the Western Sahara to run their own affairs in peace and dignity.
While it is fascinating to watch how far Donald Trump will go to please Israel, it is causing a lot of wear and tear for the old moral compass, trading away 500,000 people's right to rule themselves and telling them to live under a hostile state where an unelected king calls all the shots. But if you're in Israel, happy Hanukkah. Enjoy this latest little present that Father Trump has left you on top of the pile of previous gifts.